And what's up, everybody? We're back. Another episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. This is our 10th episode. That's a pretty big milestone there. I guess it's more of a small milestone, but small milestone, big milestone. What are you gonna do? Back with Tim Master and back with Jackson as well. Say hi, guys.
Hello there.
And it's a good weekend for a lot of reasons. Well, it's a good week to talk about NASCAR. We are back. Talladega is in the books. Big win for our guy. We'll get to all about that. There was some pretty epic finishes all across the board. Some another big injury. Wasn't in the Cup Series though, but it was still a pretty big injury. And some pretty weird stuff happened. We also got some other silly season stuff to talk about. A couple of more outbursts, some big developments, and stuff like that. Not a whole lot to talk about in that regard. And at the end, we will check out the standings for all three of the series. They all ran a playoff race this weekend, and take a look at previewing the Roval coming up this Sunday. So, should be pretty awesome stuff there. But first, Talladega. We'll start with the Truck Series. We'll do Truck Xfinity, and then we'll talk about the Cup race because they all race this weekend. So I talked about that big injury that happened in the Truck Series. I didn't see it live, but apparently, the guy got on fire and third-degree burns and shit.
Yes. Okay. So what happened was Jordan Anderson's truck just combusted, and he got out of it while it was moving. I guess he was on fire, but he got out of it.
I'm on fire. Sorry, is it too early?
There's a noise in the background, and it's I don't know. I don't know what you were saying, Tyler. Were you saying "Help me, Oprah Winfrey, I'm on fire"? Because that would have been fine. But he had third-degree burns. But honestly, I have to say Talladega was phenomenal. I think that was after the past few races and what jokes they were, especially last week. This race was phenomenal.
We're talking about trucks first. We're gonna do all three series. We're gonna recap all three.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw the finish was really good for the trucks. It was really close.
Oh, it was great. And Matt DiBenedetto finally won.
Is that his first win?
Finally won.
Is that his first NASCAR win at all?
Here.
Holy shit.
Finally.
That is insane.
Now there was a bit of a controversy. And
yes, I saw
the fact
another
is,
yellow line controversy.
No, that's not that. No. That's not what it was. So he was forced below the yellow line, which I don't think is a big deal. But that was after the caution came out. So he was ahead when the caution came out, which I don't think is necessarily fair. And what would have happened if they came across the finish line is Brett Holmes would have won. And he went on across the finish line by maybe a thousandth of a second.
Wow,
so
that's fucking insane.
But the caution came out before that, so DiBenedetto was ahead.
See, I gotta say, I'm happy that. Tim Master, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say I'm happy for DiBenedetto finally winning something. But that's an exact replay of what happened at the Xfinity race at Talladega back in 2016 that robbed Brennan Poole of his first win. And I think just throwing the caution with that little distance left to go to the finish line is absolute bullshit and needs to stop.
And Regan Smith.
Oh, God. That. Well, no, I think it's just bullshit. I think they need to stop that. It's just dumb. I'm not mad at it really this time because DiBenedetto actually won something for once, but still,
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Stu, what do you want to say?
I was going to say, I may be sounding like a broken record, but
what?
This may be because of the restrictor plate race, but Deegan finished 6th. I'm happy about that. But anyways, I know, everyone's hating me on that. But mostly I think that it was a good race, no matter what the occasion was. The Benedetto getting his first win after Hamlin wants to ruin everything.
What?
After everyone ruins everything.
Oh, that.
It is funny. It is funny that took to happen like 2 years after that stupid finish.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Matt DiBenedetto. And then the Xfinity race, they did Xfinity later that day. I watched a good amount of that, and also saw that was another close finish too, which I think is pretty insane that it happened back-to-back times. I don't know if you guys watched more of that than I did, because I was watching football alongside of that, so I didn't watch as much as I really wanted to, but I don't even know who won. Who was it?
Xfinity?
Yeah, we're talking about Xfinity.
It was Dinger. It was Ding Dong.
Allmendinger won. What was the? It was
and it was another photo finish.
I know. How close was it?
He made a last spot pass on Sam Mayer. And first of all, well executed move. And by the way, Jordan Bianchi reported that Allmendinger will be returning to full time.
Shut up. We're talking about that later.
It's a good segue, butthole.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yes, he did secure something pretty big. Was that today? He secured that too?
Yes, it was today that was reported.
Yeah, so hey, good way to reward a win, especially a win like that. So
now it hasn't been confirmed, but it's been reported, and those two sources are pretty reliable.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good Xfinity race all throughout. And then the Cup race happened. We expected about half the field to get killed in this race, seeing what happened to Texas. And
at first,
go. I was segueing. Go.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know Alex Bowman got injured at Texas, so I was more confused that Noah Gragson was in that car.
You should be on the internet more. Yeah.
True.
He got COVID. Dude, what are you talking about? Like he's been dying over here.
I don't want to.
Jackson's like, you should get on the internet more. Ooh.
Well, you can do that from home.
That is true.
True though. He has a point.
Yeah, that was another topic I had. But I guess it makes sense to place it here. Alex Bowman did not race the Talladega race because he got a concussion after Texas, the wreck he had at Texas. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. I want to go whole rant about that shit. But he did not race. Gragson took his spot. Justin Allgaier jumped into the 62 for Gragson's spot. Both of them wrecked anyway, so it didn't really matter. I guess, but Bowman lost out on significant point advantages due to that. He didn't get any points at all.
Minus 57, I think.
Right. So we'll talk about the points a little bit at the end, but yeah, that was a bad points day for Bowman. Hopefully he can come back, at least give himself a shot at the Roval, but we'll see. But otherwise, I mean, at Talladega itself, the injuries were non-existent once and for all, and also very, very few tire failures. I don't think there's any tire failures, no engine failures that really plagued the race entirely, which I think is an absolute miracle that somehow the super speedways were completely ridden of all that shit that happened at other tracks this season, which is super, super weird. And a lot of people are calling it, a boring race. It was the worst race ever. NASCAR's going downhill.
It was incredible.
I thought it was great.
All of the passing, it reminded me of I don't want to say 2010, 2011 because they weren't.
It reminded me of the 2014 fall race, the one that didn't.
Oh, that was epic. That was an epic race. But kind of reminded me of 2010, 2011 Talladega, just without tandem drafting.
There was some good bump drafting, though. They were actually trying to bump draft again, which got pretty interesting.
It's still advised to bump draft.
But no, everybody's calling it the worst race ever because Chase Elliott finally fucking won a race. Big W for the Elliott community this week. Me and Hitmaster. everybody's like, oh, the caution shouldn't have come out for that car stall on pit road. Ooh.
Mickey Mouse.
You know what? He was probably going to win anyways, right? It didn't affect the finish that much. The field didn't wreck, okay? All it did was give people a chance to fucking reset. Drivers who run up front were going to stay up front anyways. It was going to happen anyways. You call it a Mickey Mouse win, bullshit, whatever you want. He still won the race, fair and square. Nobody died. Call it a victory. Go home. Eat some Applebee's. That's what I gotta say. I was happy because the Lions Lions shit the bed this weekend. The Spartans shit the bed this weekend. But Chase Elliott comes through and gets the W this weekend to save everything.
The Lions always shit the bed. What are you talking about?
Look.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Shut up, Jackson.
No, he's right.
I know he's right, but you don't have to. I know he's right, but you don't have to.
What was that stat you showed about how they've scored the most points?
They scored the most points all season, but they're
1-3.
Shut up! You guys
talk. I'm sorry.
The Colts tied with the fucking Texans. That's some 2008
stuff right there.
Colts tied with the fucking Texans. You have no valid points.
No. I know the Colts are bad this year.
Shut up.
But we're better than when we had Carson Wentz.
Anything's an upgrade from him.
Oh my God, he's the worst quarterback in the league, hands down.
Oh, that's also not true. One of the worst, but not the worst.
Carson Wentz is okay.
Okay, anyway.
Brady's the worst.
Brady's in my eyes. No, the Texans.
Tom Brady is good. He's not. He's actually. I've come to appreciate Tom Brady since he left New England.
I've always hated him.
Yeah, fucked a lot. Fuck Seattle. Fuck Geno Smith for doing good. Fuck all of them. But no.
It's okay. One of these days they'll go to the Super Bowl.
One of these days when we're dead, and then we have to literally do some telepathic supernatural power just to get him there. Will you join me?
You're the man now, dog.
Anyway, we're going off track. This is a NASCAR podcast on an NFL one. 100 likes for us to start an NFL podcast. No. So final thoughts on Talladega. I thought it was a huge success.
Phenomenal.
I really enjoyed the races, and they were really good finishes. And there was a couple big ones, but I mean, it didn't really it wasn't like the big demolition derby that people have come to know with Talladega. And I think that's a good thing, seeing all the injuries that have happened with the cars. And so you get this big race out of the way with no real problems. I think it was a complete success and a great weekend for all. So, good job, Talladega. You did good. Now you can sleep for a few months. Let's move on to some silly season stuff before we take a look at the points and preview next week. So, a lot of stuff about the Roval was brought out, like drivers who were running. One big one was Connor Daly making his Cup debut at the Roval. He'll be racing for the Money team. I think there was a crew chief announcement as well. I didn't put it on the
Tony Uri Jr.
Oh, that's right, Tony Uri Jr. That's going to be a weird combo. Connor Daly and a big redneck called Tony Uri Jr. It's going to be fun.
Connor Daly's the son of an Irishman.
But I think that's cool that he's actually getting a chance to race. I think he'll do pretty good being the Roval. You start him at Talladega, it could be a lot worse. And talking about you, Danica Patrick. But I don't know what are our thoughts on this one?
Why not? I always like it when drivers integrate into other series. And auto racing as a whole is on the rise. So yeah, I'm not expecting him to win, but the Roval should be a lot of fun. I think I can say that.
Is this the first race for the Money team this year since the 500?
No, the last race I think they ran was either Indy or Oda.
Okay, so they've been basically doing road courses then, because I remember they were a big deal around the time of the 500, and then they just kind of
they don't have a charter.
True. But it'll be interesting to see how he does. I'm pretty excited. Also, I can't pronounce this name. Rem, is it Rem or Riem or? You guys know what I'm talking about? Sponsor for Christopher Bell.
Ream.
Ream. Okay.
Ream.
What are they, anyways? What?
Water heaters.
Oh, great. Perfect for Christopher Bell. No, they signed a contract extension for continuing to sponsor the 20 car. I think it was through 2026 or 2027. I don't completely remember. That happened a couple of days ago. So good primary sponsorship there for the 20 team, who did not have a great day at Talladega. And so rip them. But hey, at least you got sponsorship. So we all know.
You're the man now, dog.
So we all know by now that Hurricane Ian hit the Florida coast a few days ago and decimated Florida. And you know what's in Florida, and that's the Daytona International Speedway. There's a picture going around on Instagram about a picture of Daytona sitting completely underwater from the storm. Now, I did some further research into that, and turns out it was fake.
Yeah, that was fake.
Who posted it? It was some celebrity posted like
it was Paul Tracy.
Paul Tracy's like
Paul Tracy posted it.
Boat races start when? It was like speedboat races. Fucking showed the backstretch completely underwater around Lake Lloyd and the inside wall. That was I shouldn't be laughing at it because Hurricane Ian was like pretty decimating and pretty devastating to the coast of Florida, but that was a little lightheartedness to put into it. But a little inaccurate, I should say, seeing Daytona was on the east side of Florida.
A little less conversation.
And the hurricane hit on the west side. But, oh well. We're not for geographical correctness around here, are we?
Fuck you.
Alright, so we already talked about Alex Bowman missed Talladega because of a concussion. And if it wasn't for Talladega being, like, good this weekend, I think we'd be a lot more pissed off about the safety of this car and everything that happened with it. But I mean, he didn't even hit the wall that I watched replays of
he didn't.
He didn't even hit it that hard.
Yeah,
it didn't even look like one of those crashes where you would. I mean, yeah, you would probably feel it, like a little. I mean, not a whole lot, but you would feel the power going into your head, but it didn't seem like it would injure him. Maybe you would feel pain, but other than that, I mean,
at least even with, he hit the back end too. He didn't even hit head on or on the side. Like in the same race, fucking Cody Ware has a Dale Earnhardt-esque crash and walks away with a couple of just being sore, and is.
Oh no! Cody had a broken ankle. Turns out.
Race though.
He did.
Fuck yeah, that's Carl Edwards type shit right there.
He's like, nah.
It's like 2009, 2010. Edwards raced with a
2009.
He raced with a broken foot.
Well, he rolled his ankle when he was playing frisbee. That's what happened.
Or something like that. Didn't he end up? He ended up winning that race. Maybe no.
He won. He won an Xfinity race, but he didn't do a backflip.
Oh, rip! Should have done a backflip. That would have been funny. Carl Edwards is the man. The man, the myth. He's a guy that rolled his ankle in a car, threw up in the car, did a backflip out of the car.
I wish he would come back for like one more race, being the Daytona 500, to see if he actually, if he wants to come back or not. Because he left
I don't think he does.
NASCAR too early in his career.
I think there's a good reason why he left when he did and has not returned. I think somebody pissed him off from NASCAR headquarters, and there's a reason he doesn't really even keep in touch with anybody anymore. Like, very few people still follow him. Like, I think he's not very active on social media or anything. So it kind of sucks. The more that Jackson left
And there
again.
goes Jackson.
While he's gone, I'm gonna do this is a staple of mine. He leaves every podcast. Oh my god, Jackson, I'm sorry, man, but like, come on. Come on. Seriously, dude. Hitmaster has COVID. I don't know if you guys know that. He probably should have announced it himself. We'll talk about that in a minute. But even Hitmaster's able to show up and be here and, like, do this, even with COVID. Jackson, come on.
I had an epileptic seizure yesterday. That's something.
And you still are here.
My tongue hurts. My tongue hurts, bro.
And you're still here. What a hero. Round of applause for this guy. Congratulations. You are strong. Inspiration to many. Now, Jackson, on the other hand, wimps.
Inspiration to who?
To like the 4 viewers that watch this, which are probably us 3 and Noah, because he puts the thumbnails on, but he hasn't been doing that since like episode 3. So, there you go. No, Jackson, like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Anyway, back to my thing about Bowman. Or no, we're talking about Carl Edwards.
Yeah.
I didn't like Edwards the most when he was racing. I don't know, I just kind of didn't really pay attention to him that much. He and like Mark Martin and those kind of guys, like I come to respect those guys more as I get older and I do more research into NASCAR and watch some older races and do that kind of stuff. Come to respect those guys more for their talents and their likability and things that made them good. Like nobody does backflips anymore out of the car. How cool would this do something like that? Or Mark Martin, come on, man, old gentleman man coming out and almost winning a title. That we don't get that anymore. We don't do that.
You don't get people like Jeff Gordon, who in his final season just gets to be racing for a 5th championship.
Yeah, he should have won 7 though. Talking about that in the NASCAR Discord the other day. Really should have won 7. That's another big thing that robbed me. The chase sucks.
Trust me, if he was in the same talks with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt as 7-time champions, there'd be no doubting him then.
Really not. I mean, he would have everything.
Having one Wonder Boy and the Intimidator and the King.
Yeah.
All in the same.
Yeah, but sadly, the Chase said, nope, we're not going to do that because TV ratings. But, oh well, long in the gut now. Yeah. We got a couple more things. I think that we're going to run out of these pretty quickly, but I do have a couple of backup topics. I guess Jackson was going to be here for those, but maybe he's not. I don't know. So a couple days after, a day or two after the Texas race, Joey Logano went on a little rant on social media about how he does not like super speedways, which is ironic because Joey Logano is pretty decent at super speedways. Penske has been pretty decent for quite a while now on the super speedways with Keselowski and now Logano and everything else.
He's just upset that he's not winning it and everyone else is winning it.
Yeah, it's kind of a Denny Hamlin moment right there. Nobody can win, then I can't win. Nobody can. But he went on the main part of this rant was that he said that there's no strategic luck, like no strategy involved, and like everybody always hangs out in the back to I don't remember exactly how it went because I'm getting kind of things mixed up with people that were ranting on the Discord last night and then also today, how they were like, well, it's a big equalizer, it's not real no strategy, it's all kind of luck kind of bullshit. I'm like, dude, there is a strategy to super speedway racing. You should know, you've won super speedway races.
If you go to the back, you have more of a chance at being up to the front because you have strategic options.
Right.
You can see what other drivers do. You can see what you'll do in that procedure. It's not that hard.
Right, and there's always the pit strategy, too. You know, that
Right.
even being on super speedway doesn't take away the pits, which is always a strategy. So he just kind of went on a little boy rant there. Pisses me off. I don't like Joey Logano. I don't know if I've ever... I think I probably just claimed that about 6 times by now, but I don't like Joey Logano.
I got to meet Joey Logano, and after that, I wanted to fucking... I got to meet Joey Logano in his rookie season.
And you wanted to do what with him?
I wanted to... I ended the sentence. I meant to say I want to fucking destroy his entire...
Sure. We got a little bit of love attraction going on here. Okay, I see how it is. Oh, boy.
Shut up.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that one for now. And I guess finally, that was all my main topics except for, again, like Jackson said, AJ Allmendinger did secure the full-time ride for the 16 car starting next year. Back to full-time racing for the first time since, I think, 2018 when he was still in the 47. Which fills that spot, seeing, Gragson is... Gragson's going... Like, Kyle Busch is leaving... It's rumor Ty Gibbs is pretty much going to take the 18. I don't think that's been confirmed yet, but it's pretty much confirmed. It's pretty obvious that's what's going to happen. Gragson's going to the 8. I think that's what it is, right? Gragson was going to the 8, and then Reddick's not going until 2024.
Gragson's going to go to the actually.
Oh no, Gragson's the 42, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gragson's
That's
going
what
to
it
the
was.
42. Kyle Busch is going to be going to the 8.
Right. Gotcha. So that fills the vacancy for the 16 car next year. I can't say I'm surprised that they're deciding to bring... I didn't expect it, but I guess I can't say I'm surprised that Allmendinger is coming back and racing full-time. He was always doing part-time with Gragson and a few other drivers in the 16 car. He won a race in the 16 car, but he kept him for the road courses. Allmendinger isn't necessarily I don't think they're really going to see any continued success or failure. I think it's just going to be where they are right now, seeing kind of falling back on something they already have. I was kind of hoping to see more of a new development driver come in and at least run a part-time schedule, but oh well. They probably couldn't find anybody, being,
Right.
Colleague, but it would have been pretty nice. But congratulations, AJ, you get your ride back, and we'll see what he can do. I mean, he has only one Cup win. Or was that Watkins Glen? I'd like to see if he can do anything outside of the... I guess, no, shit, he has 2. I just said he had won it last year. Fucking Indy. And then also...
I was going to say, it wasn't just Watkins Glen.
Shut up. I know now, but no, I'd like to see what he can do on the ovals. He hasn't really shown his stuff on the ovals ever. I don't think he's ever even been close to competitive on an oval in forever, if ever. And I'd love to see if he gets the opportunity to possibly do that. So we'll have to see. So we do have to look at the playoff outlook for all 3 series, but we're only half an hour into the podcast, so I'm going to have to dip into some backup topics. It's kind of hoping Jackson had... Unless, Tim Master, you got something that you, like some news that you heard that came up or in the series or anything?
Other than the Haley Deegan situation, other than that.
What's up with Haley Deegan now?
Not that I was just saying it earlier. How she finished 6th, and it was her one of her highest finishes.
Hey, look, she's got to earn that Xfinity. Did she start for Xfinity? Was that this week?
She's doing rides for Xfinity. I don't know what team, but she's doing like hop-in. So she's gonna have a full season with the trucks this next year. But at some point, she's gonna hop in a ride for some cars.
Okay.
But other than that, it's...
So was her 6th place finish in truck or Xfinity?
What was it?
What? When did she finish 6th? Was that truck or Xfinity?
Truck.
Oh, okay. Truck. Okay. Well,
she finished 6th, probably because of that wreck that happened right in front of her, and she just went like,
yeah, that's kind of a good way to gain positions, past wrecked cars, or trucks in this case, I should say. It's a pretty good way. Well,
and one of her pit crew members are probably going to get penalized because of a tire rolling past the pit road, and the guy went over to grab it.
Get a harsh ass suspension like Ryan Blaney's crew chief did for that issue at Bristol. Okay, well, I'm going to step into my backup topics. I got a couple topics that are good as filler content. As far as like the rest of the season goes, I mean, we've got 5 races left. We'll do podcast recordings for recapping each of the 5 like we had been doing. But after that, the season's over. We do have a couple of off-season episode ideas. But I guess this is kind of just going to be dipping into one of those. So I got 2 topics, Master. You can choose which one we start with. I want to talk about retired NASCAR numbers. That's kind of the topic I want to talk about for a while. And also diecasts that we want to get, like bucket list diecasts. Which one do you want to start with?
Bucket list one, I want to get the Jimmy Johnson themed trucks and Xfinity cars. So like Brett Moffitt's 23 Jimmy Johnson tribute.
Oh, I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know they
ran
tributes.
So it was Phoenix, and it was his last race, and the truck series decided, you know what, some cars will get to drive a Jimmy Johnson paint scheme, but it just won't have lows or any of that.
Oh, so it's kind of like the throwback cars that the Hendrick cars did.
Yeah, okay. Basically those.
All right. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, though that one, and then of course the William Byron DuPont car.
That's a good one. I want that one too.
Exalta, but I call it DuPont with the flames because I grew up on that shit.
Fun fact about DuPont: they're actually not a great company. They're not really that great of a company. They're like doing really bad stuff for the environment. If it wasn't for being Jeff Gordon's primary sponsor for so many years, they probably would be even less favorably looked on. With some of my bucket list, I guess, I was looking at some today on eBay because I was bored and waiting for my class to start. So I decided, no, why not? I'll look on eBay and see if we get some good prices. I looked for Pringles too. I only found 2. One of them was one was sour cream and herbs, and the other was ham and cheese. There's only 2 I found that I don't have.
I got Pringles.
You have Pringles.
I have.
Yo.
Sorry.
Ayo.
I have Pringles.
Yummy.
I have Pringles.
Sour cream and onions is one of my favorites.
Doritos in my bag.
Sour cream and onions is one of my favorites.
I like salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar is pretty. I remember. I'll never forget when I actually tried salt and vinegar Pringles for the first time. I thought I was gonna hate them, and I ended up actually really liking them. They're not my favorite, but they're really good. But yeah, I need to. I didn't actually buy anything. I'm not gonna buy anything for a while because I need to reimburse some of my money after wasting a bunch of it. But back to diecasts. One of my top non-Dale Jr. diecasts that I really want is the Greg Biffle Wii car. He ran a Nintendo Wii paint scheme. Ran it at.
I did not know he had one of those.
Dover. Ran a second Dover race. 07, and then also I believe he may have possibly ran it at Watkins Glen that same year. Can't confirm. He did definitely race it at the second Dover race. The problem is I think they made it, just it was super rare. So actually people started selling customs of it. I'm not a big fan of getting like custom made diecasts. I got some custom made ones. I got a custom made, what was it? Shit. I got like a custom made, I think it was like a Bobby Labonte car one time.
You know what you should do? You should get a custom made Chase Elliott, but it has your logo right here.
The day I am sponsored on a NASCAR car, like Eric Estep was, is the day that I made it big. That is the day. We'll put Kellogg's back on the 5 car just for that. Okay, it'll be great. But instead of Tony the Tiger, we'll put my face on the front of the car. Oh, it'll be great.
He's great.
It'll be beautiful. Mwah. Where was I even going with this? Oh, Greg Biffle we car. Right. I don't like getting custom. Like, I think I got a custom like Bobby Labonte car or something. I don't remember what it was, but like the paint was chippy. It faded really quickly. Now, granted, I didn't take great care of my 164 diecast, so that could just be a possibility of neglect. But it just didn't hold up very well. So I don't have any custom 124s either. Even though some of them do look cool, I just didn't never get them. But as far as Dale Jr. ones that I still want to get, the problem is there's so many good ones that I don't have of his. There's his Decision car 2016, the Do Shine car, two Superman cars 2013 and 14. Of course, there's the what is it? Of course, all the orange amp car. There's the what's else? There's another one from 2013 that I want. Oh, the gold amp car too, and all these other crazy ones that I want to get. But I think the number one Dale Jr. paint scheme that I still want, I think I've talked about this before, is the his Dark Knight Rises car from 2012. I know I'm talking to myself, guys. I'm talking about the video. Okay, his Dark Knight Rises car from 2012 that he won at MIS with. I want it. Problem is, it's only in race version or it's only autographed, and when it is, they jack up the prices. And I'm saying, just have a regular version. I want that car. But obviously, probably never gonna have the money for that unless this channel blows up. Please subscribe. But one day, one day I will get it. One day. There's a lot of others. The Do SA. There's a lot of Mountain Dew paint schemes that I want of Dale Jr.'s. The Do SA car. He ran a patriotic scheme. A few patriotic schemes that I want. There's actually, of course, I did get the patriotic car that he ran in 2000. I also saw the one that he ran in 2012 there, but it wasn't in great condition, so I decided not to get it. It was also a little pricey for what I wanted, but I'm talking about when I went to Bristol and saw the tents. I know that was a while ago now. But
the only one I think is cool that I have is this Dale Jr. one.
That is a beautiful paint scheme. Both of his Born on Date paint schemes were absolutely beautiful.
At first, I was like, is this the win when Dale Earnhardt Jr. won after his dad's death after they went back to Daytona? And then I was like, wait, no, it's not.
Nope, that would not be it. No, that was his MLB All-Star car. I've got all 5 of his MLB All-Star cars. Still, I think we talked this before, still surprised he didn't run one in 2000 or 2006 or 2007. But, oh well. But I've got all 5 of those. That's pretty cool to have. I don't really have any other ideas for paint schemes to get from his days in the 8 car. I think I've gotten pretty much all of those, except for like a generic Bud paint scheme, which I kind of did with his Talladega win, since it looks pretty much like a regular Bud scheme with a few like skid marks there for being the race version. And of course, you can pour the confetti on top if you want to. But I think for the most part, it's okay. But back to fucking... Oh, it's Talladega car, too. They ran on... 2010 Talladega races. Ran on Halloween.
The one diecast I want the most, too, is when everyone got so pissed off at Jeff Gordon at Talladega, and everyone was throwing beer cans at the that car. Didn't they do I just want it so...
Did they make like a race version of that with like the beer marks on it and stuff?
Yes.
Did they?
Yes.
Wow, what? I need to look this up. Okay, that's pretty crazy.
I believe so.
We're doing some
But I love that car because it's like everyone hated him there. Like all the Dale Earnhardt fans too. hated him as well.
Yeah, it was kind of after. It was kind of after 07 when everybody knew he got robbed of a title that people started to respect him and like him all across the board. Yeah, because you're right. Before that, he was pretty well hated for really no reason. Jeff Gordon really never was not a guy that would he was only hated because he was anti Dale Earnhardt. And everybody in NASCAR liked Dale Earnhardt at the time.
The story behind that Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon thing is Dale Earnhardt's hey, maybe we can make good money off this. And what do you know? They made more money off of it. So Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt were little, a father teasing a son.
Weren't they? Okay, I just found his 2005 race win for really cheap from Talladega. Okay, that's pretty good. They cannot find.
I swear they made one that had the beer can ones.
They made the fall race win, which looks really good, but my god, it's expensive. Oh my god! Oh my god! I think I found it. Oh my god! It's up for bid. Okay, there's a box. Okay, it's a race for. Oh my god! It has a pin in it. What? Oh my god!
There's a what?
It has a pin. The race version has a pin on it. Okay, it does not have the beer stains, but it is his race win from the 07 Aaron's 499. It's on bids right now for $32.99 plus $16 shipping. Nobody has bidded on it yet. Hitmaster, you could be the first. Maybe you win the bid.
No, because if I'm the first, then that means there's going to be more people coming.
But you gotta wait till the bid ends. When does it end? Oh shit. Oh, it ends in a day and 12 hours. So, what's today? Monday. So ends Wednesday sometime. It's pretty crazy. These 05 Talladega race wins those up for cheap.
Just say it ends Wednesday sometime. Oh yeah, wait, never mind. At first I was like, what?
You could get it for. This one's up for $58. This one's up for $63. His 07 Fall's up for sale as well. For expensive. His 04 win. Did he win it? Yeah, he did one in 04. That one's also on bid for cheap. Shit, man. There's a lot of good ones.
What do we think is going to happen at the Roval?
We'll get to the Roval. Well, I guess we can get to the Roval a little bit later. I'll save that for the end. Do you have any other bucket? Okay, so what other Dale Jr. bucket lists that I want? Because obviously I don't really like any of the race wins per se. I do have now I have 3 Dale Jr. race win diecasts, which is pretty cool. I did not expect to have 3, but I don't know. It's not a big deal for me because they're all super expensive. As far as other diecasts that are not Dale Jr., there's a lot of Jeff Gordon ones that look really cool. See why a lot of people like to collect his diecast because, man, did he have some good ones. Jimmy Johnson had some good ones, too. I liked a lot of the Mountain Dew cars. Casey Kane had some really good diecasts. Greg Biffle, too.
We are
farmers. That's a funny commercial, but I don't know. There's a couple things that talk about, but it's kind of a segue because we are going to do an episode in the off season. One of the episodes is us going to show off all of our diecasts. Hopefully Jackson is here because he does have some good has a couple of good ones to show off. I've got a shitload. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get them all down here to show them off. Hey Master, I know you've got a few as well. You probably show off 164 diecast. I don't know if I'll bring all mine down, but if you guys want, you can. That's an off-season episode though for a later date. But move on to another little cool topic before we preview the Roval. So you guys know in sports and stuff, across professional sports, when a really good player for a team finally decides to call it quits or retires or is done playing, whatever, they usually will retire their number by making it. A team will usually do this and so a player gets on the team, can't have, like, say, number 8 retired for, I don't know, Kobe Bryant. Nobody on the Lakers can ever play number 8 again because of Kobe Bryant. Number 23 for the Bulls. Nobody can be number 23 for the Bulls because of Michael Jordan. Think of football. Nobody can be number 12 for... oh, shit, that's a bad example. Number 12 is a bad example. Fuck. What's a good number?
Number 4.
Packers. Nobody can be number 4 for the Packers because of Brett Favre.
Or Jets.
Or the Jets. Did they retire him for the Jets, too?
I think so, yeah. Once they retired him for the Packers, they retired him for the Jets.
The Vikings didn't retire number 4 for Favre.
Fuck no, the Vikings don't give a shit about anybody.
I'm looking this up. Jets retired numbers. That'd be hilarious. Play like one season for them. National Football League retired numbers. This could be a little while.
I mean, it's fucking... It's Brett Favre. What are you talking about?
If he had Brett Favre, he's going to go to jail. Pretty funny. Because he's got welfare fraud. He took a bunch of money from welfare. And
one time my dad, my grandpa, gave me a Jets jersey thinking it was a Michigan State jersey.
Bruh.
And it showed Favre on it. I'm like, this is an NFL jersey, first off.
Hey, it's a Brett Favre jersey. Take it. So it's like they did retire number 12 for Joe Namath, 13 for Don Maynard, 28 for Curtis Martin, 73 for Joe Kletko, and 90 for Dennis Byrd. So no number 4. If you want to play for the Jets one day, you can still wear number 4. Good to know. I don't know why anybody would go play for the Jets, but oh well.
Hey, Corey Davis plays for him. One of my favorite football players.
Corey Davis. Bruh. Jets are funny.
Yeah, they're the team that gave away Antonio Brown.
You know.
Wait, no, sorry, he was on the Buccaneers, but it was MetLife Stadium for the Jets.
Right. That's funny because he exposes wee in the pool in Dubai while possibly assaulting a girl on camera. So safe to say, no NFL team's gonna sign him after that. Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown, ladies and gentlemen. What happens when you give bad brains a lot of money?
I mean, he's from Central Michigan. I mean, you gotta expect that.
No. All right. I guess we're about almost 50 minutes in. I guess I'll save the other thing. We'll save the retired numbers talk for a different episode. Let's jump into the Roval. So let's first talk about the points. Hitmaster, would you be so kind to pull up the points for all three?
Sure.
We'll review the truck points, then the Xfinity points.
You want the truck, Xfinity, and Cup?
Yeah, because they all raced this weekend, so there was a change. At least I think there should have been a change. I don't know if there actually was.
All right, so for the playoffs, for the truck series, it goes... Trying to figure out who is... Oh, yeah, okay. So, you have Ty Majeski in first. Second, you have Chandler Smith. Then you have Zane Smith. Then you have Ben Rhodes. Then you have, on the bubble, these 4 people. Kirsten Eckes, Stuart Friesen, John Hunter, and Grant Infinger with 29 points out. So basically Grant Infinger needs to win at the Roval, or whoever they face. For the Xfinity Series, Noah Gragson and AJ Allmendinger locked in. And I'm assuming this next race, that's going to be Austin Hill and Ty Gibbs that are going to be locked in. But for right now, they're not. Josh Berry is in 5th. Justin Allgaier in 6th. Sam Mayer in 7th. Ryan Sieg in 8th. And then in the 4 spots, Daniel Hemrick, Riley Herbst, Brandon Jones, and Jeremy Clemens. And Jeremy Clemens is in a must-win situation, which is probably not going to happen knowing him.
Can't race at Daytona every year, so.
Yeah. All right. Now here's the Cup Series. Chase Elliott is going to the round of 8.
Yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah, baby!
That's what we're waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Finally, he did something good. Like, my God.
So since he's locked in, Ryan Blaney is 32 points above the cutoff line.
So probably
Ross Chastain, which is very shocking because I don't think we had him going this far. Ross Chastain is 28 points ahead. Denny Hamlin is 21 points ahead. Joey Logano is 18. Same thing with Kyle Larson. He is 18th. Didn't expect Daniel Suarez to get this far, but he is 12 points ahead. And right now, tied in 8th are Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe. William Byron is 10th, 11 points behind Christopher Bell in 11th, and 12th, Alex Bowman. Let me just remind you, Christopher Bell is 33 points behind, and Alex Bowman is 54 points behind. So both of those guys need to win.
Yep, so Bowman and Bell must-win situations.
And then you have Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, Kyle...
there are. Basically, I think everybody's going to be locked in except like the last 5, I think. Barring any wrecks or engine failures or anything like that. But, oh well, I mean, I think Blaney's pretty good. Blaney's been good at the Roval. I think he'll be fine. As far as Chastain, I mean, I guess we kind of expected him to get a little bit more taste of his own medicine come the playoffs, and we're halfway through the playoffs, and he really hasn't, and he's actually ran pretty decent, so that's pretty good. But, I mean, as far as, like, other drivers, I am surprised Suarez got this far, to be honest. But then again, I mean, look at that penalty. Byron would be, 14 above right now? But no, he's 11 below because of that big penalty, so... But he can still get enough points, and I think he will. I think Cindric and Briscoe and probably even Suarez aren't going to have the greatest of days, and barring Bowman actually races, I don't see him getting the win. And Bell could have a good day. He did win the Daytona road course, which is not the Roval, but, kind of the same thing. So maybe, but, he's in a must-win scenario, and I just can't see him getting done. So I think my 4 out probably going to be Cindric, Briscoe, Bowman, and Bell. Or my 4 getting eliminated.
I think it's actually going to be Briscoe, Cindric, Bell, and what was the last one? Shit. And Suarez. Because
bold prediction.
I think Byron's going to catch up, gain the points he needs, and then Bowman is somehow, some way going to win the race.
What a story that would be.
I mean, my heart will always, I'll still vote for my boy Chase, but
yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty likely that Chase will do good, but being that he's already locked in, I don't think he's going to put himself in any dangerous situations to get the job done. So,
right.
Would you mind pulling up the Xfinity standings again? The truck does not race until Miami, so we are not going to do truck predictions right now.
So AJ Allmendinger and Noah Gragson are the 2 guys that are in to the round of 8.
Okay.
Ty Gibbs is 49 points. Austin Hill, Jesus, is 43 points ahead.
So he's in.
Josh Berry is 27. Justin Allgaier is 25. Sam Mayer is 12. And Ryan Sieg is number 6, is 6 points ahead.
Cool.
And then Daniel Hemrick is 6 points behind. Herbst is 10 points. Same thing with Brandon Jones. and then Jeremy Clemens is 47, which is Jeremy Clemens. You got to realize
it's Jeremy Clemens, folks. Jeremy Clemens, folks. Give him a round of applause. 47 points back. Yeah. But I don't know. That could be a pretty interesting little title battle there. Well, I guess it's not a battle for the title, but cutoff race. I think it could be pretty decent. For the Xfinity Series, that can be a tight one. But how are we thinking this race is going to shape up? Are we going to go back to more tire failures, blown engines, and injuries, or are we going to get more of what we saw at Talladega?
I feel like Talladega was okay at the point where it's like, you got to realize Talladega is a restrictor plate, and a restrictor plate is way more different than a road course. Well, there's going to be a lot of bumping, and there's going to be a lot of spinning, but I feel like it is going to be a little bit like Talladega, where it's going to be a lot of wrecks on the first corner, because that's always what happens. Because they think it's the actual Charlotte race, and they go, maybe I should just go this way.
I think I did that once. Did I do that at Daytona or Charlotte, where I was running like a career mode race or whatever, and so but then like I realized, I can cut the corner and not get penalties. So instead of doing the road course portion, I just ran around the oval portion because there was no barricades, and I ended up getting DQ'd without warning. My game crashed because I won the race by doing the oval when I should have done the road course. That was a wild day.
I used to, when they didn't have the barricade at the dog leg, my friend would be like 5 miles ahead, and I would just floor it, and I would just run straight into him, and I'm just like, yes, feel the speed.
Wouldn't be surprised if we get some of that with Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin at the Roval. But again, I'm hoping for a good race, and I think the Roval is going to be setting up to be a pretty good race, all things considered. What is your winner prediction for this one?
Bowman.
Big in Bowman. That's a bold prediction, barring that he may not even race. So,
well, how about this? If Bowman does not race, then I think it's going to be either Byron or Elliott.
Okay, so you're going heavy on the Hendrick camp this week.
I'm always heavy on the Hendrick camp.
That is true. You're always pretty heavy on that camp. All right, let me see
Hendrick
what we pulled up here.
Hendrick is champ.
It's like Ryan picked Kyle Larson this week. I picked Chase Elliott. Jackson picked Suarez, and my dad picked Austin Dillon.
Someone picked Suarez. Wow.
That was Jackson. He picked Suarez. No, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Suarez win. He did win Sonoma, and I feel like he's due for a good run again.
That too. That was his first win. It was Sonoma, and that's a road course.
I think he's kind of due. I think it's his time. But personally, you can't deny that Chase Elliott is probably going to win this race, or at least be really competitive in it. I think he is pretty good at the Roval. He's pretty good on the road courses in general. I wouldn't leave out Larson as far as the contention. Of course, you're going to have a lot of the playoff drivers fighting for wins. Like Cindric and Briscoe are doing nothing. Let's just be real here. Or I don't think. Personally, I think Bowman is not going to race the rest of the season. Seeing how the Kurt Busch situation went, I think he'll come back. I just think he's not going to make it to the Roval, and after the Roval, for safety concerns, I think they're going to sit him for the rest of the year, put somebody else in it to get the development of the car, since it's not going to matter anymore, and stuff like that. If he does somehow come back and win, that would be super miraculous. If Christopher Bella would not be 100% too surprised to see it. It would be a shocker, though. But again, I'm going to have to go with Chase Elliott. A little last-minute sneeze there. But again, there's a lot of wild cards that could come into this. But again, we pray. Dear Lord of racing, please no injuries or blown tires. And if they are blown engines, only to Kyle Busch. Amen. But any last thought? Oh, yeah, you like that, huh? You like that?
Your mic cut out after half of the part. Your mic cut out half the thing you said. So all I heard was, "Please, Daryl, amen."
Okay, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Basically, please nobody die. And if anybody blows a tire or an engine, it be Kyle Busch. That's
Yes.
what. Hopefully.
Speaking of Kyle, he's right behind me.
Oh, yes. But anyway, unless you got any lasting thoughts, Hitmaster.
Just Chase Nation. That's it.
Can only hope. Well, he's through to the next round, so he will be a playoff racer until at least the end of the month. So we can at least rejoice in that. Such a polarizing topic. So many people are so pissed off that Chase Elliott won the race, and I don't get it, man.
Like, he didn't wreck anybody, did he?
Like, what the fuck? Like, he actually won. Like, good this time. Like, it's because nobody likes Chase Elliott.
Just because people... It's just because Kyle Busch fans are just, like, all upset that they don't... Everyone else keeps cheering when he wrecks. So they want to boo at Chase Elliott because he's the fan favorite.
True. Yeah, that's how it goes.
I mean, look at every track you go to. I went to Michigan. When he wrecked, cheers. Everywhere.
Bristol, same thing. He blew an engine, the crowd roared. But there was also a very mixed reception for Chase Elliott. And so, you know, what are you going to do? You can only root for who you want to root for. And that's who I want to root for. So, that is going to do it for this episode of Talking NASCAR Podcast. Episode 10. That's a big milestone. Whoop, whoop. Cool. But we'll be back next week to recap the Roval, any other silly season stuff that happens, and as we preview the next round. We have an elimination race next week, so that's going to be a lot of fun to go through and debunk all that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So
let's hope Jackson
can stick around for longer than 20 minutes this time. I gotta get on his case about that. We'll try and get that fixed, and see what's going on there. So, but that's nothing you guys have to worry about. Just keep staying tuned for much more amazing content, including more NASCAR stuff and a lot of other fun stuff. And Hitmaster 9, hopefully Jackson will catch you next week in the next episode. Goodbye.